And so, guys, we had the opportunity of meeting Isoke in a challenge very similar to this. What I thought was interesting is that she does not have a healthcare background per se. And so she saw the opportunity and still decided to kind of move forward. Like she saw the opportunity, right? And so, can you share a little bit about that? Like, what inspired you to say, hey, first of all, healthcare staffing, but secondly, realizing that the time is now?
Okay, absolutely. My background is actually in education. So I was actually a high school science teacher, and then I became an assistant elementary principal. And then one day I had a daughter, and I wanted to go visit her at daycare, just to have lunch with her. And I just didn't like the way my principal looked at me when I said, I'm gonna go take a late lunch and, go have lunch with my daughter. And I went, but when I was driving there, I was just like, I didn't like the feeling that I was doing something that wasn't approved. And so that was my last year working. I decided that I would become an entrepreneur because being a mother was my first priority. And so I launched my first, I did a franchise, and one of the parents within my franchise approached me to do a franchise with her. And so I did that and became a Pizza Hut franchisee. And we've owned those for a while. And I am actually in the process of selling my equity to her, selling my equity back to her. And so my thing was, what's next? And so how I actually became involved in healthcare staffing is literally through manifestation. I literally was like, what's next? And this is a crazy story, but it's so real. My high school best friend that I have no contact with other than via Facebook, just sent me a message. Now I've been watching her and I was like, that's weird. We didn't even grow up together. Like we didn't have our adult life together. I think her senior year she left, and but I could tell like we had the same mindset, and she understands how to use her mind and how to use her spirit to manifest things. And if you have that, I can talk to you. And so she reached out to me and she was like, hey, I see that you're a businesswoman, but I don't know exactly what you do, because my Facebook is normally about my daughter, and so she was like, I don't know exactly what you do, but it's okay, you're doing something, and she's like, and this is a business I really want to start, but I don't know where to start. And so I said, well, call me, I haven't talked to you in a while, call me. And so after we got through all our tears and everything of, oh my God, all that, she wanted to start a healthcare staffing program, but staffing firm, but she didn't know how to do it. And so I said, let me look into it. Give me a couple weeks because I'm really swamped right now, but give me a couple weeks and I'll let you know what I think of it. So I did that and I was like, oh, wait, I know money when I see money, And so I was like, whoa. And so I called her back. I said, hey, this is a really good idea. I was like, I would do this, I don't even know what the difference between an RN, LPN, and a CNA is, but I will do this because I understand business and I understand money. And so I said, but I need a mentor. I said, I'll do this with you. And whatever I do, you do. Whatever I do, you do. We'll launch it together, or either you do yours and I'll do mine. And she was like, okay. I said, I need us to focus and manifest a mentor, because I need a mentor because I'm not familiar with this space. And so Nicole, she found you and she sent you to me. Like she sent a link and I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And then I, checked it out and I was like, ooh, this price. Okay. And so I called her back and I was like, that price is, 10 grand. And she was like, oh, I didn't know it was that much. But she thought I was saying like, I can't do it. And I was like, no. I'm saying I had just taken some Harvard courses, like 3 business Harvard courses, because I've been in business for myself since like 2000. My daughter's born in 2007. So like 2009. But I've never been officially business trained. I just have strategy and I have intuition, you know what I mean? And I take information and turn it into business. And so I wanted to just feel like I had some type of training. And so I took some courses with Harvard and I paid about $5,000 to take those courses. So now here's this other course shortly after, and it's, double that. Well, I understand value. So I was like, I'm taking this course. I was like, let me think about this. And so the next day I called her back. I said, I'm taking the course. And she said, are you? And I was like, and I explained to her, I said, this is not about money. This is about, and I said, and if you're going to be with me, you got to change your mindset. I said, because this is about building generational wealth. And so that little bit of money that I'm about to invest is absolutely nothing in comparison to what I can generate from having a mentor that has actually done it. I mean, she's done it. And so the Harvard professors, I don't know what they've done. They're just professors, right? They're teaching theory. And so this is a woman that's done it. And so I was like, no, I am paying this. And she was like, okay. And I was like, hey, change your mindset. This is what we do. We're investing in our children. This is about building generational wealth. And so that's how I actually found your program. Was
Awesome.
that through her?
Yeah, it's so interesting that you say that because I was listening to, do you know Myron Goldman?
I've heard that name. Yes.
Okay. So super successful entrepreneur. And I was listening to
Right.
him this morning, and that's what he said, you know, I never cared if my kids went to college. He said, because a lot of times the professor is teaching you, you're paying for this advanced degree, you end up with student loans. Now you're working 3 jobs to try to pay off student loans,
Right.
or, and it just doesn't add up. But one of the things he said was, you don't even know if they've done it, the professors, right?
Right.
Or,
Right.
and so it's just interesting to me, right? That just understanding value is a whole different game, right? If someone gives you something, there's a quote that says something like, if a man gives you, let's say $50,
Mhm.
right? He gives you something for $50 and he adds no value, but then he gives you an opportunity and that might be 50,000. An
Exactly.
opportunity that's 50,000 and you can generate revenue for the rest of your life. Who has done you wrong? The person who gave you something for free or that was affordable, or the person who gave you something that you have the opportunity to invest in and literally make money for the rest of your life. And so that was Wallace Waddles. That's not verbatim, but I remember when I got on this journey and started investing in coaches and things like that, I remember that being a real eye opener for me. And now I know that it has probably been the single most impactful decision I have made was figure out what it costs and make the investment, right?
Right.
And so thank you for sharing that. But let's talk about this. So now you officially launched, and what was your time span? Because I know that there was a time when you were kind of connecting and saying, oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to launch. I know life was happening in the background.
Right.
So what was the time frame that you launched from when you got into our program to like officially being able to say that you had launched your healthcare staffing?
So I started with the July cohort, and I signed up like a little bit late, not like late, but I think people had their information before I had it. And so I was like coming in, like just getting information. And so, and then what happened was I took my second COVID shot. And that second COVID shot put me down for a little bit. Like I was like, I could not wake up. I just couldn't wake up. And then, just other life things were happening. I mean, I'm a very devoted mom, but that COVID shot put me back like a week. So everything is like, weeks. And so I literally felt like I slept for a week, Nicole. And so when I woke up, I was like, I'm behind, and I just started frantic. And I remember you said, listen, we're not here to hear your excuses or whatever. And it reminded me of something I tell myself about, don't confuse effort with results. And I tell my staff that, hey, I know you tried, but don't confuse effort with results. And so when you were saying that to me, it was like, I was like, oh my God, look at her. She sounds just like me to myself and my staff. So I started in July and I launched like August 9th. So I did it right on time within that 6 weeks, a little bit earlier than the 6 weeks, because I stayed up late. Charlene could tell you, which was my guide and my what is it called, Nicole?
Your
mentor.
LGT coach, yeah.
Yes, my coach.
Sure.
Thank you, my coach. And so I was up late, and I was like, Shirley, I'm going to catch up because I'm going to work day and I'm going to work night, and that's what I did. And that's what I did to catch up that week. I just work day and I work night, and programs that I'm responsible for as far as like volunteering, at my daughter's school and stuff. A lot of stuff just had to wait, because this is about revenue, and you want that tuition. So
absolutely, absolutely. Right. Absolutely. And I love what you said. Don't confuse effort with results. And,
yes.
The conviction, it's not that I don't know that life happens, right? And so
Right.
this is my first time probably sharing this, but I'm going to share it because when I say to you guys, like, okay, let's keep moving, it's not because life is not happening to me. So my daughter suffered from, she got burned in October of last year. And she had severe burns and she had to start going to hyperbarics, a burn center, like the whole nine, right? No one ever knew. No one on my team, no one other than my family knew. And I was showing up teaching, I was running my business and doing all these things. And I'm not saying that to say, look at me, look what I was doing, what I'm doing. I'm saying that just to say, because I know everybody listening, life is happening to all of us, right? Here's what I will say. It was a lot easier when whenever she got burned, they said, Nicole, you're probably gonna have to pay for this out of pocket in order to get her skin to heal and have all these extensive treatments. And they said, it's really expensive. Do you want to pay for it? Do you want to apply for assistance? And then there's a waiting list and all the things that go along with that. And I'm like, it's my child.
Right.
No, I don't care how much it costs.
Exactly.
Right? And so we're like, do whatever you guys have to do. And so they did. And now, she's recovered fully. But here is what happened for us because of the decisions we've made as it relates to healthcare staffing. We had options. It didn't matter.
Yep.
It didn't matter.
Yep.
Right? And so if you allow life to stop you, you're going to be forced to ask the principal, right, if you can go eat lunch with your daughter.
Right. Exactly.
Right? If you allow life to stop you, you're going to be right where I was sitting at a desk and going to ask about flexibility and getting fired 55 minutes later.
Right.
Right? So I share that because life was happening, is happening, continues to happen, but you got to make the decision how you handle it and how you respond versus react. Right? And so I'm just thrilled that you were able to continue and honor your commitment because you launched in 6 weeks, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time. I'm just going to ask, we have a new group that's kind of going through the challenge with us. And today we're talking about geography. But how important has the strategy that you learned? Let's not talk about like the curriculum itself, but the challenge itself. Like how important was this work to actually you being prepared to launch? Or how prepared did you feel with the information you had access to? Let's say
information is like everything. Like I say, from a business standpoint, I'm a businesswoman. All I need is the information, and I can turn it into anything. I just need information, which is why I said I need a mentor. I manifested you. I literally manifested you, and so I just need the information, and that's what you give. You give the information. So that then all you have to do is follow the steps. It's literally step by step by step by step. And so once you follow those steps and you have a coach there to actually help you through the little hurdles that's gonna, come up in the extra questions, and you have your other peers, it's absolutely like a no-brainer. It was worth, I was like, she should really be charging more. It's like, it's
well, let me say this, right? Don't throw the numbers out there, right? Because we have a few things happening. So I don't want to give anybody any false information. Yeah, it should be. Right?
Right.
So I just want to thank you. First of all, congratulations on your launch. And I'm certainly excited. I know that we'll hear more about you as things continue to progress. And thank you so much for taking the time to share and reach back and now inspire some other individuals that are in your seat or in your shoes, where you were just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for asking me to join you.